Hallo, guten Tag und grüß Gott. Newswit here, another video from Newswit. Today is Wednesday, October the 26th, 2022. And you know what else happened on October the 26th in 1881? Haha, the gunfight at OK Corral in Tombstone. Anyway, so today's video is going to be about, I think it's going to be about snow. So bear with me. It might be a little jiggly. I don't have one of those fancy little gizmos which help steady the camera and so forth. So yeah, this is basically a home movie kind of thing. But I wanted to show you what's going on out here. In terms of snow. So there is snow, and it snowed last night, and it snowed quite a bit. But you know what? I think it's kind of fading away. So I'm going to go and step into the snow and show you more snow. So here we are with more snow. And you know what? The trees have lost their snow more or less. As you can, I'm just going to hold the camera out this way and pan around a little bit. And it's nice, because right now the temperature is in the 30s. And as you can see, I'm just kind of holding the camera like a selfie and that kind of thing. But I wanted to do a video on our first snow up here meaning the Pacific Northwest. And so I'm going to show you where we're located and what this looks like. So I'm going to stop and restart, pause and restart. So this is where we are right now. There's our American flag. I'm very patriotic, as you probably noticed over the years. And I've produced something like 60 videos already, which is incredible if you think about it, from an old guy like myself. So what am I going to talk about today? I have really no idea, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a sense of what's going on in the world right now. The Ukrainian war, of course, is still going on. The Russians are using drones to bomb power stations and infrastructure in Ukraine. And they're suicide drones, evidently. They can send out swarms of them, and the Ukrainians can't shoot them all down. So they hit power stations, the grid, distribution centers. And from time to time, I'm not so sure that they're actually aimed that way, but they also hit civilian installations. So, like apartment buildings and so forth. And it's really tragic. And I think this war now that's been going on since February of last year, February 24th was the beginning of the invasion by Russia into the Ukraine. This war now has cost a lot of lives and a disruption all over Europe. I mean, incredible disruption. It is said that the Russians have lost something like 80,000 people, and the Ukrainians may have lost that many themselves. And of course, there are a few million refugees, around the world. So, wow, stuff's going on. Holding the camera directly into the sun, to see what you can see. But anyway, this is, just kind of a funny and part of our place here in the state of Washington. But anyway, there's a lot of work to do, and that's the reason I'm up here. And I'm up here with my son, and whose birthday was yesterday. But I also had my wife up here for a little while. She came for the birthday, which is wonderful. And she had a really circuitous route because she flew from Southern California to Connecticut, and then from Connecticut to Seattle, and from Seattle then to where we are. And so and she's still hurting with her back, and so it was really kind of a painful thing. But she's a tough gal, and she made it through. So what else is going on? Well, the market still sucks. It's trying to recover a little bit, but the Fed keeps raising the interest rate, and Biden keeps spending money. So there we have it. It's a big a contradiction of events happening. You know, our president and the Democrats are trying to buy votes by spending money, and the Fed is increasing the interest rate to keep us from spending money. Figure that one out, okay? This politics at its worst, I think, and hopefully, when we think, that maybe there will be a regime change because everybody's unhappy with what's happening in Washington right now. And if it changes over to the Republicans, the Democrats are going to cry. Oh, they're going to, all the women, they're going to walk out, to the song of bye-bye, and we're not going to cooperate with you because we don't want your kind of politics. We don't want your kind of legislation, and oh my God, you're going to legislate that abortions are illegal, will become a federal crime, any kind of abortion. And this is so much bullshit. The Supreme Court, what they've basically done is saying, well, that's not a federal purview to talk about an abortion. And of course, the proponents are saying, well, that's a human right, that's a human right issue, and the SCOTUS is supposed to pick that up. Well, they decided to basically reverse Roe versus Wade. Two ways of going across the Potomac. Like we used to joke about George Bush. Oh, does he understand Roe versus Wade? Yeah, two methods of getting across the Potomac. Anyway, of course, this video is again, something that's just totally impromptu. It's unscripted, and I'm just talking here. And hey, 5 minutes have already gone by, but you know what? I think the snow is starting to leave us. I can see bare spots, like this. And, well, it's kind of a good thing because, to drive in snow sucks. You have to go slow and all that kind of stuff. So, if it doesn't turn cold, we have some really steep hills. So we don't want it to freeze, while it's melting. Because, that puts a nice layer of ice into the street. And if it does, you never know where you're going to go. The street becomes a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Suddenly you're upside down, suddenly you're backwards, and who knows, and kind of hope to survive. So it's really a toughie. But, there are methods for this out here. People have studded tires, and the studded tires, these nice little titanium nails, that basically fly off when they're into your windshield, when they go at high speed and pass you, so that can happen. But the economy is still struggling, and I think it'll be struggling probably the entire year. But I'm not a futurist. I'm not a prognosticator. One of those guys, that thinks he knows everything about the future. I'm not that. In any case, I just thought I'd make a little video and share my experience out here. I think I'm getting kind of cold, but hey, it's quiet up here, and you just hear our chimes, in the background maybe. And there we are with another video. Now this is going to be really short because if I continue, I'm going to keep bitching about the economy and bitching about the politics and all that kind of stuff. But November 8th is around the corner, and anybody who sees this video before voting time, keep that in mind. We got to throw the bums out because they're really screwing up right now. And it could have been the Republicans that are screwing up. The people the people that are in power, with basically a supermajority or something like this, that's never a good thing. That's just never a good thing. Well, here we are. I'm going to say farewell. And as I said before, we must infect the universe with us. Auf Wiedersehen. So long. Goodbye.